Hey, what is going on, everybody? Boilon here, back for another video on Marvel Strike Force here today on Wednesday. Let's get things started off with the event issue resolved. So, these, you might have seen this in your inbox. This is 70,000 snow globes that they sent out because the version of the 4 calling birds that they launched early did not have the snow globes that they said they were going to put in from the blog table. So, this is there. Make sure you claim that. It helps a little bit. Also, a second thing before we do get started is that I do want to talk about this code that you can get for free. The code is Envoy Holidays. Yes, I understand the irony because I am not an envoy, yet I'm going to promote this anyways because it's free stuff. One thing I can say for sure is that everyone is in a daze right now in MSF. Now you can go online to put this code in and you will get 600 purple training mods and 100 power cores. It's nothing insane, but still it's free nonetheless. Now let's get to the topic of today's video. And it's going to sound oh, PS, there's this really nice background that just flipped. I was like online at like 12 something and it just suddenly just flipped like while I was on the game. It was super weird. I got freaked out a little bit, but anyways, nice new winter background. What I want to talk about today is going to sound awfully similar to yesterday, but I assure you it is something brand new. We have another Pocket Dimension coming next week. Actually, in fact, it is launching on my birthday. P.S. My birthday is December the 19th, next Thursday. I may do a stream. I haven't. Maybe I'll do a special birthday video. But there is a second Pocket Dimension coming to Marvel Strike Force, but this one is much different. It's also much harder, and it's going to be challenging. I'm going to do this challenging content for people who have been wishing for this, and it is a brand new way of doing Pocket Dimension. I'm going to be talking about all this and more in today's video. So if you're ready to go, let's boil this down. All right, and for this, we need to consult the data mines. And once again, there's some pretty big things here. We're going to go through this together, and we're going to try and make some sense of it. So, Commander, as part of the elite, you will soon have access to a new type of event called a Cataclysm event. These events are extremely challenging and meant to test your roster and skills to the limit. The first of these events, Temporal Cataclysm, will be launching December 19th. Now, the words temporal is somewhat important, I think, because it reminds me of temporal dimension, right? And for those of you who don't remember, that was the Cabal and Illuminati Pocket Dimension that was ran a while back, like 4 months ago when that came out. So that might be relevant. A Cataclysm event works like a trial or a Scourge event, allowing you to set the level of challenge you want to tackle in order to get the best score possible in a run. This is huge and something that I pointed out back when I was still an envoy to them about how that they could make Pocket Dimensions more challenging by making it like a Scourge where you could choose your difficulty so that you could have the challenge that you want, but still people could still clear it, by doing a little bit of an easier run. And so that seems to be the direction that they're headed with this, which is great. And I hope that the feedback I hope this is positive. I hope this is a good thing. And it seems that they're going to be running this, they're going to be doing different events every week throughout the winter holidays. This is what it appears to be. So you want to set the level of challenge you want to tackle in order to get the best score possible in a run. But unlike Trials and Scourges, the difficulty selector simply increases all enemies' core stats by 20% per increase, with the final value at D12 increasing an extra 50% for a grand total of 350% to all enemy stats. Okay, so 10 or 20 times times I feel I don't know how that. Oh, I guess it starts at a certain. It must start at a certain percentage. That doesn't really math up to me exactly, or I'm just not thinking right now. To all those brave players seeking to truly face the ultimate challenge, 350% is a lot. I guess my question is this a brand new map, or is it going to look like this? This is a photo from Temporal Dimensions when they ran the Cabal and Illuminati, but it doesn't appear because we still got a little bit more. I don't think there's this many nodes. I believe this. How many is this? Like 20 something. I don't think we're getting that many. So let's read on though anyways. And of course there will be many different combat mods for you to select a tailor. So that sounds like fun. This sounds like fun. I might actually record this content because and this is something that envoys have been asking for, and just content creators. I know I'm not an envoy anymore, but this is what people have been asking for some time, to make things like this more challenging and more fun to do. Because a lot of the pocket dimensions in the past have been like auto fests by and large. And then the points are going to be interesting. It doesn't talk, I don't think it doesn't talk here anyways about the milestones and the rewards, but I suspect there will be something of value. Let's move down to the second part, and I'm going to remove my head, my box, because it seems to get in the way. Commander, the Temporal Cataclysm event is now live. This event will will challenge you and your roster to the limits beyond. This event has the following requirements: characters at gear tier 18 for missions 1 to 4, and characters at gear tier 19 for missions 5 to 16. Additionally, missions 8, 9, 10, and 11 will prohibit the use of mythic characters. This one is very big. So this is like partway through the Dimensions or the Cataclysm event, because they are too OP, right? You know that the Mephisto and Odin particularly are just too overpowered to be used in this kind of content. Super Skrull and APOC as well. Aim for the highest run score you can get. This event will only be available for a limited time. How long this is, I don't know, right? So this is all I have to share with you guys right now, but I think that this is still quite a bit of information. Mainly that it doesn't specify. Unlike the temporal dimension, I don't think that there's going to be requirements like that you need to use Cabal or Illuminati. I don't think that's the case. I think it's open game for your entire roster. That's what it seems to suggest based on some of the wordings here. And meant to test your roster and skills to your limit. So what it sounds like to me is that we're going to have very challenging singular nodes, and that you're going to want to choose your team for that node, that makes sense for the enemies, right? To kind of like each node is going to have a specific strategy. Oh, that's what I'm kind of getting out of this, that there is going to be 16 nodes. Now, just like what's interesting actually is because it's a Scourge and trial based system, that then suggests that the enemy that your roster does not reset daily. So if your characters die, then wrong thing. Let's move back to mine. There we go. That if your character, this is my alt account, by the way, if you're worried, that if your characters die, they're not going to reset. So you need to make sure that you live, but you need to make sure that your characters don't die on the different nodes, and that you're using the characters, that you're using your roster efficiently in order to actually get through this. This part is quite big because it is next Thursday, December the 19th. And as it currently sits, the information that I have still from yesterday is the same, that there is going to be a frozen dimension for PD or Pocket Dimension on Monday for Absolute A-Force. And then it looks like this new one is going to be running simultaneously, I guess, on Thursday, which will be running both of them at the same time. Although I suspect that the frozen dimension is just 1 week, Monday to Monday, and this new one could be, I don't know, 10 days or however long that they decide to run it. And so this is going to be end game content for people who have G18 specific. I mean, to clear it, you're going to need G19, right? So G19, a wide roster is what you're kind of be looking at. And so you're going to have to be using a lot of variety of different characters. This is just my alt account. Who knows if my alt account will even be able to clear it? I suspect they will, because there's a wide range of difficulties. And this should satisfy the people who have been looking for some challenges to do this. So I'm really interested in seeing what the map looks like when it comes out, and what kind of rewards that they're going to be putting behind this. So this is just one thing that I wanted to talk about here in today's video, because some quite exciting content that's coming around the bend. I know people probably were a little bit sus, going into this video, given that I've already talked about another Pocket Dimension, but I can assure you that there seems to be a lot of things coming out on Scopely's side of things. And why? Because I think that they need to garner some goodwill from the community based on recent events and the bringing down of Battle World, that they're going to need some content to throw at us while they go away on their 3-week holiday. I think their last blog post is going to be Friday, December the 20th, but I think on this Friday the 13th, yeah, Friday the 13th, I think that's where they will officially announce, if they don't before this, both the frozen dimension and the requirements for that. And we'll see, right? Like, they could still pedal back, but so far they have not, as far as I'm aware. And they will announce this Cataclysm Pocket Dimension probably as well, unless some envoy, they decide to give it to the envoys and drop it earlier on. So I'm very excited for this kind of content, because it's going to be stuff that I'm going to be able to help record and do some guides on, kind of do some test. And I guess I won't be able to do some testing, but what I mean is like just to play it and see what kind of rewards are in there and what teams work the best on each node. Because it almost sounds like a dark dimension. Basically is a dark dimension, but it's like a scourge and trial format. And I guess unless there's specific stuff where you can heal your characters, I think you're going to want to use characters that sustain themselves, because if they die, like in a Scourge, they don't come back. So that's going to be interesting to see as well. So let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. Hopefully we do get some special comment and word specifically about this Absolute A-Force Frozen Dimension coming on Monday, because it's going to require 3 Absolute A-Force, and it so far still requires Purple ISO 3 as far as I'm aware. And yes, if you watch my video from yesterday, there are going to be some free shards for Kahori, but not enough for an unlock. And so I'm very curious how they're going to put this out to the community and what it's going to look like. But I'm still excited for this Cataclysm event, because that's separate from the Frozen Dimension. So maybe there's some good with the bad in here. We'll see. Or maybe there's a lot of good. We'll have to find out when they officially give the rewards, the information on the rewards. Or maybe we won't know until it appears in game when we see the rewards table, the milestones and all of that. Anyways, just a shorter video, I guess, here today on Wednesday. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. And of course, until next time, stay safe and healthy, and I'll see you all later. Boilon signing out.